We're headed into week 11. We're down to the home stretch, and there's still some players on the waiver wire that could help us out in some leagues. Some leagues, some of these guys are already scooped up, and others, some of these guys are still there for some reason. And one of these trendy stashes that we've been eyeing all year long hit last week. He hit good. Everyone's after him. Probably going to be the top waiver wire guy this week, and it's Rachaad White. He's rostered in just 56% of sleeper leagues, less than ESPN and Yahoo, of course. So that means there's some meat on the bone here. But I expect him to be picked up in many Shark leagues. And a lot of the subscribers here already have him picked up. He was one of my main stashes this year. Matter of fact, we drafted him late in some leagues as well as a late round prospect that we were eyeing for. If the opportunity came, that could strike. Took a little bit, but as long as it happens, it happens. We're in week 11 now. We need some of these running backs in the back half of the season to either make our roster stronger or give us that extra strength to our lineup. Rachaad White can give this to us. On Sunday against Seattle in Germany, saw 48 snaps, most of all season. He had 64% of the snaps. Leonard Fournette went out with a hip injury, but he saw 22 carries for 105 yards. Averaged 2.6 yards after contact per attempt and 4.8 yards per carry. Looked good, had some big runs, and he wasn't using the passing game in this game. It's pretty insane that he wasn't, because that's what he's really known for. He's a pass-catching specialist who can give you a little bit of upside between the tackles, has some pop in his step, and you can really wheel him out in the flat. You can put him out there in some Texas routes. You can really just use him as a pass catcher out of the backfield, just have an extra dynamic to your offense with him. Also, Lenny Fournette gets used a lot in the passing game too, so White starts seeing more touches. You know this is an offense that uses their running back in the passing game. Tampa Bay is going to be on bye in week 11, but they're going to come back against Cleveland, who ranks 22nd against the run, allowing 123 rushing yards per game. News came back on Lenny Fournette's hip injury. They're saying it's not too bad. They're saying he could be back for week 12, but we don't know what the touch distribution is going to be. It should start leaning more for Rachaad White. He should start getting more workload. He's earned it. He's a hot hand right now. Lenny Fournette wasn't as efficient going into this game as we would like, so Rachaad White could be getting some nod here, should be getting some opportunities. Remember his production over at Arizona State during his collegiate days. He was the top receiving back in this year's draft. 10.5 yards after the catch per reception, 43 catches, 203 routes ran last year, 11.2 of his snaps were in the slot. This guy is good in the passing game. He had 2.25 yards per route run on the season. Everything statistic-wise for his receiving skills matches up. From a rushing standpoint, rushed for 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. So he has a nose for the end zone. 3.38 yards per attempt. Solid. Late third-round draft pick. Got the draft capital. Also has the athleticism. 84th percentile size, adjusted speed score. Ran a 4.48 40-yard dash and weighs 214 pounds. Has size to run between tackles. Has the speed to get it done, has the burst to get it done, the receiving chops, decent draft capital, not the greatest, but good enough. Day two is what you want for a running back here. Good enough to get it done. Everything here says good enough. Now he's proving himself. He's got a breakout game under his belt. Can he do more? Can this line up down the season? If he's on waivers, you got to get him because you know touches are coming his way. At the very least, touches are at least coming his way. And he has the potential to break some open. He has the potential to catch passes out of the backfield. He has the potential to get you some big weeks. And that's what we're getting from Rachaad White. He's not really much of a gamble at this point. Before, he was this rookie running back with a good profile that was an uncertainty. He was a mystery box. We opened up the box. We peeked in last week. And guess what? We have a decent running back here that we can use in fantasy. Everybody needs to be looking at him. The good teams in your league, the bad teams in your league. If you're competing for the playoffs, if you're locked for the playoffs, even if you're out of the playoffs. Because guess what? You can still be an asshole to the rest of the players in your league by picking up the good guys off waivers and just having fun with it. That's what it's about. having fun here. Rachaad White here catches the ball in the backfield, has the size to get it done, has size adjusted athleticism, and good enough draft capital. All the boxes here are checking, and we're getting opportunity. Opportunity is what matters most in redraft, especially when you have a few more games left to go of the regular season. Opportunity is what matters the most. Getting those touches, getting the targets out of the backfield, getting the chance to be able to prove yourself. Workload matters, and then it's the profile, then it's your ability to get it done. If you're not getting touches, then it's not going to happen. Want to chase those players who are getting opportunity. Rachaad White, one of the top stashes. He was getting drafted in a lot of leagues. Almost all Shark leagues he is getting drafted in. All the leagues that I was in this offseason, about 95% of them he was getting drafted. He was getting drafted heavily in Underdog. He was getting heavily drafted in a lot of the analyst leagues. Rachaad White was a late round prospect in fantasy drafts that people were clamoring off of because they know Leonard Fournette's an older running back, and older running backs tend to fall off a cliff at a certain time, and Rachaad White has the draft capital and the passing chops to get it done, and that makes him a very trendy prospect. Also, with your late round picks, you always want to throw darts at rookie running backs, especially the ones with draft capital, especially the ones with good athleticism, and damn straight they better be catching the ball in the backfield. Bigger running backs who can catch the ball in the backfield, especially if they get a good ADOT, average depth of target, are ones you want to go after. If they get a lot of receptions in college, good. They get targets in college, good. Any indicators in the passing game, and they're over 200 pounds, 210, 215, you know you got something here that you can work with. Draft capital matters too with running backs. The higher draft capital tends to be the quicker they get in the game. Rachaad White's got that. A lot of other running backs got that. So that's something you want to look at when you're drafting these rookie running backs in the back of your fantasy drafts next year when you're trying to take your shots at the pinata, trying to shoot for that upside. But let me know in the comments below, do you already have Rachaad White rostered? Are you trying to get him? Do you hate him? Let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. You already lasted with me this long. You might as well tap that button. I'm only here to help you out, giving you ideas for stashes, ideas for the waiver wire, trade videos, and I'm consistent and I drop videos on the daily. Always just trying to help you out with the vids. But I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.